Y'all, welcome to the live. Today, we'll be talking about Mcfarlane Toys. Um, is Mcfarlane Toys taking over? I mean, they got the license with Hasbro for Transformers and GI Joe, and now they have the license with Marvel. They're gonna be making statues, but is it only a matter of time before they start making figures for Marvel? There is a rumor out there that Hasbro is going to stop making Marvel Legends. Well, once again, it's a rumor, but sometimes it's false and sometimes there's some truth to it. Um, I remember, and if anybody remember Dark Side Toys, there was a rumor that they were going out of business, and it was just a rumor. And then at the end of the day, they went out of business. So it might be some truth in it, and there might not be some truth in it. So yeah, well, take a look at Mcfarlane, talk about Mcfarlane, their products, and where they started out and where they're at now. So it's just give me a minute as people come into the chat, and we'll take a look at it. We'll jump into the discussion. Yeah, if you join us, we're waiting for people to join the live. Yeah. And I deliberately had uh, McFarlane DC Multiverse figures up there at the very top, and then at the bottom there's a mixture of Marvel Select and Marvel Legends Storm Collectibles. Let's take a look and a comparison. Who would be best suited to pick up the mantle if Hasbro would discontinue Marvel Legends? If you join us in the live, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to be discussing the rumor of Hasbro possibly discontinuing Marvel Legends, and we're also talking about is McFarlane Toys taking over. Um, take a look at McFarlane Toys. They have the licenses for Marvel. They have but it's just the statues. But they state it as figures. They have a statue of Spider-Man coming out and Captain America, and they already have the license for Transformers and GI Joe. Not 6-inch or 7-inch, but like 3-inch figures. But it's only a matter of time before they start um, making figures. And there's also the rumor that Marvel Legends from Hasbro could be discontinued. And if it's discontinued, then who takes over the mantle? Does it go to Marvel Select, which is Diamond Select toys? Diamond Select is not that big of on articulation. They're more of statues or figures with limited articulation. Next on the line is Storm Collectibles, which is a pricier line, but would do well with articulation. Yeah, Jacob. What they were talking about? There was a rumor out there that Marvel might be discontinuing. I mean, Hasbro might be discontinuing its line of the Marvel Legends, and then it's just a rumor. Like I don't know if you remember like Dork Side Toys, or when the rumor that Mattel was going to discontinue the DC Multiverse line, how it was just a rumor, and then it came out that hey, yes, that line is discontinued. So there's nothing in writing. There's nothing, but other figure enthusiasts have made points that hey, look, McFarlane has the license to Marvel, but it's to make statues. So just trying to see if that does come to fruition. Not saying that it is. It's just a rumor. Who would be best to carry on that Marvel Legend line, right? And would it be a 6-inch or 7-inch? I already excluded Marvel Select from Diamond Select Toys because their articulation is more statue, and their figures are limited in articulation. The Red Hulk, I don't know if anybody has the Red Hulk, but the Red Hulk. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, I hope they don't censor the toys either. I think that was a DC Warner Brothers thing with the guns and everything. But there is censorship with the toys now. Because I remember when Marvel Select would drop the San Diego exclusives, um, what is it, Moon something, which would show more cleavage. And that's just, not the case now. I think they've gone a more conservative route, being that Hasbro took over. I mean, Disney took over. There is a figure, if I could find it and show it to y'all. Shoot, I don't know what it is, but it's by X-Rays, and it's the Combatant Furies, and that is a perfect example of a figure that isn't censored. I can't find it. If I find it, I'll put it up just to show you the difference. I even think Mattel WWE figures, if you look at it back in the day and now, um, they're sort of censored. And I'm not saying anything too graphic, but I think a lot of collectors look forward to material figures that are true to their material. The comic book material, like the Hobgoblin Queen. Uh, YS, you said how much did this cost? You talking about all of those figures up there? Um, to be honest with you, yeah, yeah. Back in the day, you did have that, um, Jacob. You did have the figures that were true to their artwork, because a lot of the figures that came out for San Diego exclusives were based in the '90s, and they were trying to appeal to teenage boys. It's just what it was, and I think down the line, um, as Marvel was acquired by Disney, you saw the censorship take place. What's going on, Bam? How you doing? Yep, welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody, Billy Milanovic is in the house, aka Bam. Check him out on YouTube as well as TikTok. Yeah, I was messing around, and I had it scheduled. I forgot I had it scheduled. Yeah. So Billy, we're talking about McFarlane Toys taking over, um, because now they have the license to Marvel, as well as Hasbro with GI Joe and Transformers. And we talked if and this is a rumor, it's not fact. Please don't take this as got the truth. It's a rumor. If Marvel stops making Marvel Legends, who would be the best company to take over? I know Billy, you're a big Mattel fan, and Mattel is good at proportionally producing female figures. Yeah, I figured it would be Mattel. We also talked about Storm Collectibles. The only problem with Storm Collectibles is that they would be crazy expensive. Um, Mattel did try their hands with the DC multiverse. It kind of fizzed out uh, towards the last wave, which was the Killer Croc wave, and we didn't get anything else after that. Um, but they went out with a bang. But I think they started focusing on more of their IPs, and I think that's what companies are doing. Like Hasbro. Hasbro is focusing more on GI Joe and Transformers. They you get more with GI Joes and Transformers because Hasbro owns the IP, where Marvel Legends is licensed out. Billy said Sideshow should. Yeah, well, the problem with Sideshow is they're expensive, so we got to look at pricing too, because you have to appeal to the collectors as well as their wallets, and as well as the kids. Because if the younger kids don't buy it, then they'll only drive up the price. Yeah, yeah. Sideshow is high end. Well, McFarlane's about to start competing with them with the statues. Because I think McFarlane's passion is the statues. If everybody remembers, McFarlane's original figures were more like statues. They might have had arm articulation, but the rest was just like a seamless aesthetic. Yeah, Billy said they got a long way to go. Well, you think they got a long way to go? Why, Billy? Why do you think they got a long way to go? Um, because you think they have to catch up to the slideshow standards, or is it that Hot Toys is affordable? Yeah, Hot Toys for collectors, Billy, like a $230 figure would be considered expensive for a long time. Yes, they were there for a long time, and I see where Billy's coming from because McFarlane was doing statues, but he was doing Spawn statues, and I do understand McFarlane um, has now inquired DC Direct. It's under the McFarlane banner, and that is some type of diversity. Um, but with McFarlane figures, he draws it. His figures cater to how the characters were drawn on his comic books, how he drew them in their comic books. They also have affordable ones around 75 plus. Yeah, yeah. So if Slideshow would, let's say Slideshow or Hot Toys, Sideshow takes the statues and Hot Toys takes the figures, would they be able to compete at a 6 or 7 inch? Because the one thing collectors don't like, right? I wouldn't like to collect nothing but 6 inch figures and then they go to 7 inch, right? That's what happened with the DC Multiverse line, and that's why it took kind of a minute for that to get off the ground, because they started off at 6-inch figures, and then Mcfarlane started them out 7-inch. $10 fine. So what about the builder figures, Billy? What or the mega figures, or the large size characters? Or for you, um, what would you do for the large size characters? Major, right? The bear. Um, I believe 12-inch is what the sideshows are, right? I mean the hot toys are. Yeah, they would have to scale with the 6 or 7 inch. Yeah. 1 second, Billy. Let me. There's a figure I wanted to do a comparison with. I don't know. Anybody owns any hot toys? I tried to get into hot toys back in the day. It was just, it got expensive. I had the Darth Vader and the Mace Windu. Um, I ended up selling those because there's no way I could continue with that line. Anybody else collect hot toys? Okay. Thank you, Billy. Um, and I've been trying to find further proof or information that Hasbro is possibly going to discontinue the line, or see when the contract is up. I couldn't find any of those information, any of that information. And with figures coming out, you never know. And I learned that from Mattel. I'm like, oh, they're dropping figures, and it's not true. Um, that is simply not the case. So bear with me as I add a figure here. I would love to show you an example. Of that. I do with that figure. I just had it in my hand. But, we look at Mezco's, right? I think Mezco could do a good job with the line. But once again, it would be expensive. That's my thought, right? If they had the license, could they work something out to where those figures would be in your Target, at a minimum, your Target or your Walmart? They would have to be mass produced and available at multiple chain stores to drive down the cost. Um, but then something would have to suffer, right? Either articulation or quality. What do y'all think? Okay, all right. So we talked about Mattel figures, right? So Mattel has that He-Man classic wave, right? And they also show you that they could upgrade with the multiverse. Now, here we have a figure by X-Ray, right? And we talked about figures. Uh, Talked about figures and articulation, right? So, I'm going to show you how this third-party figure um, how this third-party figure is true to um, is there's no censorship on the figure. So you could take it down, and I'm gonna cover everything up, but you get the point, right? You get all these accessories, right? And this was like a $60 figure. And on the figure, you can see the scars, right? Because she's a warrior. Well, so this is from a third party, right? And so when you have articulation that is, well done, and accessories, would we need a company that would be able to pull this off? But the company would need backing, right? Something like Mattel and Super 7. But then again, anything that is done to support, something's going to drive pricing up some way, somehow. If it's not the license, then it's everything put into the figure. It's if gas goes up, then it's plastic. It's always something. So something's going to be lacking. And if it's not lacking, then the price will definitely reflect that. Nathan Hot Dog, the company? Really? I wouldn't. Huh. That's just like an odd. Pairing, but which company, Billy? Well, it could be a rumor. Well, if it is a rumor, then hey, that's good, because I think it gives Hasbro a chance to correct a lot of mistakes, right? Or a lot of attempts. I will say attempts. Um, that Ghost Rider, um, crowd like that crowdfunded Ghost Rider. Yeah, that right there, I think hurted the funding of figures, right? Because everybody was like, this figure and this charger, which had okay accessories, was going for almost $300, $400. Yeah, you get your hands on one of these combatant furies, they are definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Um, what do y'all think about the GI Joe line? Um, do you think Hasbro? Like I said, Hasbro has been learning. They went from the windowless package back to the window package, which I think collectors definitely let them know that they were displeased with that, right? And so I think companies will try new ideas, and it never works out because you do not get the opinion of those who support you, or see how the people who actually collect and buy toys are affected, or how they feel about it. Yeah, window packages makes more sense because you could actually see the figure, number one, right? If there's any QC issues, you could put that down and take one that is without blemish, or the least blemish as possible. So I agree with that, and I understood where people were coming from. Hasbro said it was more of a environmental thing, and then they changed their tune um, when a lot of these windowless package was just sitting on the shelves. Really said window packages make sense. Yeah, collector could see and have it on display. Yeah, get to see an idea of the um, articulation. Yeah, I agree with that, Billy. Yeah, keep it boxed. Yeah, I think with the windowless package, collectors are already paying for it, and they just want to see if they, how the figure looks. It's kind of messed up. I know at Walmart, there's been a couple of instances where people have purchased figures and have gotten totally something. Somebody was basically being a dirt diggler. They'll take another figure and a piece and put it in there so they could keep the original one and bring it back and get their money. So it's like a scamming tool. I remember at GameStop, there was people bringing the figures back, and it was an empty box. You know, and once you accept it, you accept it. Yeah, that was something I never agreed with. And now Marvel, Hasbro is making figures for its GI Joes, and that's why I often say owning the IP is very important, because the Ghost Rider in the Charger was a HasLab project, and it didn't go anywhere because people had questions. It is the same time that Mcfarlane announced the Batwing from the Flash movie and the Batmobile, and it was well under $100. The Batwing was, I think, two something, but it was huge. The Batmobile was like 74, no, was 59, and then another one, the Amazon exclusive, came out, and it was 74 with the Michael Keaton Batman. Yeah, that angel um, was at it's showing up at Target and GameStop. Yeah, I think that's a excellent collection for the any X Men. Yeah. So, certain states, Billy, it's hit or miss. I know California. When I worked at GameStop, California would always get everything, the latest and greatest. California stays stocked. If you look up, right above the blade, you'll see Crimson Dynamo, Major Ursa, Red Guardian. So I'm trying to put the Winter Guard together, um, and New York too. Yeah, New York definitely has a variety of figures. New York, California gets the latest and greatest. Yeah, I'm trying to build out the Winter Guard, y'all, and the Reavers. Trying to get the Reavers set up. I think Hasbro will drop the other two and then complete that set. That's the thing about Hasbro when they come out with a group or a team, they'll space it out, and then what I like is Marvel Select will sprinkle their own rendition on top of it. So with the Crimson Dynamo, that's a Marvel Select. It's the classic one, and then Marvel Legends gave us the updated one. And the Angel, that's right, the Archangel is coming out for Marvel Selects. Yeah, so certain states are hit or miss when it comes to this, collection of figures, right? Collecting figures. I remember the Wonder Woman had hit Cali way before it hit over here in on the East Coast, and then when it did hit here, it was so few in between, you know. Um, like Entertainment Earth is based out of Billy said, he misses NYC. Um, Michigan is horrible. Yeah, for collecting. I think it's more of like major metropolitan areas. Excuse me. Will always get the latest and greatest, but especially California, because what I learned is that the shipping ports are in California. That's where it first comes in. They have the Comic Cons. They always get the latest and greatest first. Yeah. And so, also Billy Milovic, aka Bam, found a Muhammad Ali um, that's hidden under the Target shelves. So make sure we check under the Target shelves. Speaking of that, what y'all think about this Superboy? And I hope Mcfarlane rounds out the reign of Superman. I would love to get a accurate cyborg Superman. I know we got one coming out, but that is from the New 52. That's Kara Zor-El's father, not I forgot the astronaut's name. Hank 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 Henshaw. Hank Hench. Hank Shaw. Yeah, the hammer is flimsy. Yeah, the hammer is flimsy, but um, and that's one of the things McFarlane has to work on. The accessories are flimsy, and when it was Mattel, it was definitely on point. So, and we need a hot girl. We got a hot man. We need a hot girl. We got a Sinestro. We got a Kilowog. We got a Hal Jordan. We got a John Stewart. But we need a Guy Gardner. So we just got the JLA Plastic Man Wave build a figure. So we have to get a Guy Gardner. Yeah. Yeah, Billy. I do think McFarlane has something on their hands, and they just gotta give more of more figures that people are looking for, like the Legions of Doom. We need a Solomon Grundy. We need a Giganta. We got a classic Black Manta. We got a Lex Luthor. We need a classic Scarecrow, Catwoman, and Cheetah. I think a big sale for McFarlane would be the Cheetah, um, the one that looks like she just has the leopard, not the one with like the leopard suit and the cat ears, but the one with the long hair, the with the leopard spot. I think that one would be a banger. That would sell out in no time. No, Starfire was a hit. It seems like when McFarlane releases the female figures, they're a hit. Speaking of female figures, did anybody pick up the She-Hulk? Let me know if you bump into her. Okay. Um, I kind of am looking for another one. There's too much plastic, and it cracked, I guess, during shipping. But I'll definitely let you know. Um, Shifting back to McFarlane, they gave us uh, the Justice League of America. Now we need a Justice League International. So definitely, I'm just hear me out. So we have a Fire, we have a Blue Beetle, we have an Animal Man. We need a Metaphor, We need a Guy Gardner. What do you think? We got a Wonder Woman. We got a Gold Booster. We got a Martian Manhunter, and we have a Captain Atom. We even got a Flash. All we need is the remainder into elongated man. What do y'all think? Oh, we did. Yeah, I know, Billy. My connection is bad. Yeah, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry about the connection drop. So, if we're looking at the Red Hulk, and then we're talking about who is best to take over the Marvel Legend line if Hasbro were to disconnect it, I think Marvel Select has the capability, but here's the problem: your shelf would be at capacity because they make some hefty 7-inch figures. Anybody disagree with that? Anybody think that Marvel Select would be able to carry on that line? Well, T ha. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Um, why do you think? Um, why do you disagree? Um, do you think the 6-inch line allows more for articulation? Because I feel like even with the Marvel Legends, you have some that the plastic is flimsy, like the leg. You have them stand up. You feel like the leg is gonna give out. What figure? The Yolanda, Black Widow sister from that line with Nick Fury, to build the Hydra Smasher. Is it the Hydra Smasher? Oh no, not yeah, the Hydra Slasher. The leg was so flimsy. You stand it up, she would lean on one side. I was asking him, do he think Marvel Select would do a better job than Hasbro? And I said I think they would, and he said he disagreed. Billy, um, and I kind of understand. Uh, I probably could guess why, because of the scale. With the 6-inch scale, you could do more, and it leaves room. If you look at the composite Hulk, right, it leaves room for those mega figures to be created or the builder figures. I think Hasbro had yes, Hasbro do. Uh, Hasbro has had their moments where they shine through and then not so much. Even Mattel, you take a look at some of the old DC Multiverse figures, the scaling was all off. The scaling was off. Um, and so I think and it shows when it comes to a company owning the IP that um, they can do more because they have a budget to do um, more. Sideshow for president. Yeah, all right. Yeah. So yeah, Billy. Billy. If anybody don't know, Billy is sideshow. He lives by that. Um. Yeah, I think that yes, I do see where you're coming from, Billy. Those Nick Fury from Secret Invasion. Uh, yeah, those Nick Fury figures. That Nick Fury with the trench coat, great sculpt. Just the trench coat was limited articulation, right? There was no way that that trench coat was giving, and it might as well be a statue. But great sculpt for that Nick Fury, just poor execution. I feel. If you even look at McFarlane, now that he's giving us vehicles, a lot of his figures are coming with soft good capes. The it started with the Ultimate Movie Collection of the Batman. Then we saw it with the McFarlane Batman, Michael Keaton from the Flashpoint, and then we got the Batmobile, which they could, soft good capes allow for the figure to sit in the vehicle. Um, Creativity on the card backs. Yeah, I think it's them trying to save money. Even with GI Joe, if you remember, Billy, back in the day, GI Joe used to have a bio in their strength, how they fight, where they at in fighting, intelligence, and da da da. That's no longer there. Not even with Transformers. So yeah, I agree. The card back. Even in the Toy Biz days, they used to give you a art. And at least McFarlane gives you a card to go along with the figure. You don't get any of that from Hasbro. You might get some flimsy weapons, and the McFarlane weapons are kind of flimsy too. So, you know, yeah, comic filled with the bio. Yeah, at least McFarlane artwork is comic book based. It gives you the source material. So I feel you on that, Billy. I feel you on that. Um, yeah, if you just join us, we talked about if Hasbro should lose the license to Marvel Legends, who would you see picking that up? Jazzware, um, Jazzware has not been consistent enough for me. And Mattel has proven that they do well with their IPs such as He-Man, Barbie, Hot Wheel. Listen, Billy said, "Yes, sir. Hot toys, baby, all day for detail and articulation." Who is owned by Sideshow? That's no surprise there. That's no surprise there. Because yeah, I agree, and that's why it's called a high-end collectible figure. You're absolutely right, Billy. Sideshow. Yeah. So Billy basically said that Mattel, he could see Mattel taking over for Marvel Legends. And if you remember back in the day, Mattel did have Secret Wars. You know, Mattel was doing Marvel Legends, and they tried to stay consistent with the material. Um, the only issue is that it was back in the day, articulations articulation was limited, and a lot of the technology was limited, even the articulation. Easy, Billy, we got it. The back guy. Got you, Billy. We hear you. We hear you. Yeah. And I'm possibly looking to get back into sideshow hot toys. So I really think that the hot toys really puts it all into bringing that figure to life. Billy says, "It's too expensive, though." Yes, but so Billy, my question to you is, what if they take on the line? In taking on the line, you have more stores, more major retail stores calling for them, not just your big bad toy store or your Entertainment Earth, right? You have other brick and mortar, Target, Walmart, even their online stores calling for it. I wonder if that would lower the price. But when you say lower the price, I know it comes at a cost. Speaking of lowering the price, I think the two um, collectible action figure retail online stores, all I can think of is Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Uh, I got you. $40. Something would have to give, Billy. Like, um, if it were to be $40, would they shrink the size? And because they shrink the size, would the detail be there? Would they cut back on accessories? This all depends on how much they're paying for the license. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and if they're giving you like quality, you could like Mezco, take off the uniform, add accessories, the soft goods. And I understand why Mezco does the soft goods because if you look at that from a collector's view from the shelf, it's a smooth aesthetic. There's no break, where you see the joints. It's a costume and everything's underneath it and hidden. So that's another reason I think Mezco has a grip on that part of the market. Someone said, I say Fig Arts, I say Fig Arts, they're not true to size. It's not a true 6 inch. So some people, I would have a problem with that. do you think, Billy? Yeah, yeah. Transformers went from die-cast components into just being straight plastic, and the detail on the face. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Transformers, Hasbro has not been doing a great job on their regular, not their MP line, but their regular line. And I think their regular line really is they want to appeal to collectors, parents, and if the parents ain't buying it, it's sitting on the shelf for their kids. So they they cut corners. Donald, he said, Billy said Dollar General Plastic. I hope not, man. That's the lower of the lowest. You know what I'm saying? True story. I believe you. What would make it better? Once again, Billy, like we gotta see the price and kind of like balance it out. You got to balance out the price. At the end of the day, the consumer's going to be paying for anything that they put into it. They're going to look to make the consumer pay for it and then make a profit off of that. Like the $10 one, that's right. Yeah, I know. The $10 ones, wow. And I think that's even a little too much. I think $10 is a little too much for that. Yeah, at least some die cats. But Billy, you got to realize they're looking to cut back as much as possible. I know, Billy. I know. But at the end of the day, they look at it. It's like it's a business. Profits. It's just to target the collectors more than hey, um, what do the collectors want? We just want to target it and get in their pocket. They lose me as a consumer. Yeah, yeah, but it's powers in numbers. If it's just one per, it's like okay. But if it's a collective group of people, the collectors, like saying no, we're not paying for this, I guarantee they'll change their practices. 'Cause it's like with anything else, you push the envelope as far as you can go. I believe a lot of people feel this way. Yeah, they do. They do, and it shows in sales. Thank you for the hearts. Appreciate you. Yeah, you got some great points, Billy. Yeah, I think they're looking at it from a money point of view, and that's all there is to it. And Billy, I love a good argument, but yeah, you got me there. It's actually better with better plastic. You know, uh, Striker Prime. If anybody don't know, welcome Lord Striker. He's also on TikTok and YouTube. So make sure you check him out. Um, Striker, you're right, but they're not using quality plastic. You got Marvel Legend with flimsy knees. You got Transformers, or at least fill it all the way out. You know, it's hollow in spaces that don't have anything to do with transforming. Thank you, Strike. The one behind it is the Marvel Select, and the one on top is also the Marvel Select. I see Marvel Select. If you see the one on top with the gray pants, um, and then you look at the gray Hulk with the black pants, the red Hulk. I'm sorry, the red Hulk with the gray pants. Like the qualities, like the improvement is just out. It's crazy. It's outstanding how they took that and who went backwards in quality, Billy. You talking about Hasbro and Transformers? Yeah. Um, I wish I would have dug up some Transformers. Because to me, like the MPs are definitely dope. Yeah. And Striker, I agree with that. COVID was a factor, and just looking at profit is another one. It was like, oh, plastic went up because of the oil company getting hijacked, and everything is back to normal, and it is still high. Yeah, I think once Mattel dropped um, the DC Multiverse line and started concentrating on its other IPs, yeah, the 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 Motu line is definitely accelerating. Good, great point, Billy. Great point. Mattel did too, especially when they worked on Monster High and Bratstone during the early 2000s. Well, yeah, those Brat dolls, even the Brat vehicle was off the chain, man. I know collectors. I have one of the Brat Cruiser for my figures. So, Striker, you think when Mattel had the DC Multiverse line and all these other lines, they were overextending their resources? They were stretching their resources thin? is the multiverse line is crazy right now. The you have a avenue for all the fans. The classic Motu, um, the multiverse, the revelation figures that they created, like the Sprout Snap. They have a creations version where that figure is off the chain, and they give you the classic one with the pump in the back. So I love the way Mattel have gone. You know, the path, the different avenues of figures that they have created. You know, I think companies like Jazzware, who betted on Fortnite being successful as they did, and then Hasbro taking over the line, and really after that it just died down. Yeah, yeah. Um, they had the DC. It was DC Universe, and then they rebranded it later in the late 2000s as DC Multiverse, and then towards 18 was the last run where they did the contract wasn't renewed, and it was ended with the Killer Croc wave, and then Mcfarlane picked it up the following year. Yeah, there's I think um, DC was either getting greedy, and they were like, "Yo," it was a combination of many things. Collectors were complaining that Mattel was just cutting corners now. Like they gave us a red hood, but the guns were molded in his belt. You couldn't remove the guns; they were molded in his belt. In his, I mean, in the holster. Wow. So basically, they had a good run, but got stretched thin due to the company's demands and cheapened the product. Yes, yes, because remember, Mattel, um, had the license, and certain figures still had to be approved. For some reason, when it comes to Batman and Superman, um, DC holds tight to those. Even the production. Mattel thing was like, yo, we put out these figures, but there's no cartoon. Like Justice League ended. Okay, so now there's no cartoons to push the sales of these figures. What's going on? I don't understand, but I'm sorry. Sideshow could make that bid to Hasbro, but it depends if Hasbro's willing to fold. And as of right now, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Yeah. Lisa Nick and Ijala said Mesco should take the run. He said Mesco is okay, but not close to Sideshow. Yeah. The thing about that, Billy, is like you gotta appeal to collectors and their wallets. Yeah, I think the HasLab Striker was the HasLab Ghost Rider was everything everybody needed to see. You know, how do you have a Sentinel with a weak leg? Sideshow would make it interesting. When you say sideshow, Billy, are you talking about Hot Toys or the statues? You got to appeal to collectors who still want articulation. Figures. Okay. So, okay. Man, I just looked it up. Mesco, Mesco would have to charge um, extra for their figures, just because of the material they use, the quality, the sculpting. Didn't think about that, did I? Yep. And 45 cents. Sure. But Billy, Mescals are about 80 to 100. Yeah, but how would you get? Would a Walmart carry that? Would a Target carry that? Would a GameStop? GameStop, yeah, but your biggest thing is Walmart and Target. Mhm. Man, what do y'all think about the Mezco GI Joes? Let's go. Let's start with that. GI Joe, Mezco GI Joes versus classified GI Joes. Which one do you guys think is better? Yeah. Um, I just SH Fig Watch, no, because they're not a true 6 inch, and they weigh. It's like they worry more about articulation than accuracy and true depiction of the figure. I said SH Fig Watch. I don't see them being a replacement if they drop the Marvel Legend line and they would pick it up. The issue collectors would have is great articulation, but poor sculpting and quality. If that makes sense. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Target is still a good store for that. I agree. Target has high end stuff. The NECA figures, and so does Walmart. But those are the 34.99. I've even seen the deluxe NECA figures for like 60 59. Wait a minute. They had the Mcfarlane suicide pack for like 120. So absolutely they could carry it. Separate spaces behind glasses. No, thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you, Ben. How would you? Um, how would you keep people from? All right, now it's behind a glass. You know, Billy, and the employees are not the most customer friendly. So. I think. Yeah. What do you think? No, I'm trying to look up information as far as what what's the most expensive figures that Walmart carries. Yeah, I'm sure. You stupid. Got jokes, man. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. But now I do research. Shit. Hey, Billy. Um, what's the highest figure you've seen at your Target? Maybe I'm tripping, bro. But I've seen figures like for 124, and it was that Deadpool. No, not that Suicide Squad set. See? Okay, the Turtle 4 pack for 159. So they definitely can carry high end figures. It would just be behind the closed door, behind the glass, like you said, Billy. Um, I don't know, Billy. On the end cap, nah, that things will be gone so quick. That things be gone so quick. I'll wait for it to load. But everything I found on the Walmart, the the website. So hold on, I'll show you. Everything I found on the website is third party though. You know what I'm saying? The 4 pack. Okay, how would you? How would you order it? So I'm waiting for this to load and see how how would it be? Would you be able to order it, like put it on hold? What would be the procedure if you had these high end toys over there? No, we'll definitely take a look at that. All right, guys, it's about to wrap up the live. Thank you to Lord Striker and everybody joining us. Billy Milovic, Billy Milovic, aka Bam. He's on YouTube and TikTok under Billy Milovic. And you have Striker Prime, Lord Striker, who is on TikTok and YouTube. Both are knowledgeable. Billy is the sideshow hot toys. You know, when you say hot toys, make sure you say it with a hot breath. And then you have Striker, who is knowledgeable of a lot of things, man. Striker's like Lord Striker's a living dictionary from New York. You know, you got encyclopedias. If you look up encyclopedias, there'll be a picture of Striker there. So, everybody, thank you for joining us. Peace. Have a good one. Till next time. Goybot out.